Yesterday, Bitcoin dropped to around $83,000, but right now at the time of recording this video, we are back above $87,000. Now, my most recent trades, you can see here that my stop loss is currently sitting just below $83,000. And if I get stopped out, I get stopped out. As I shared in my previous videos, I've already secured some very, very nice profits on this trade. This was shared in my group, but the point is, Bitcoin will likely just continue to chop around. Now, I am personally looking for some more setups in this market, but there isn't that much clarity because we were in this existing range over here, then we absolutely fell below it, holding support at this key level, and we're reclaiming the $86,000 level. Now, taking a look at this Bitcoin chart, it was well within our expectation that we would just continue to chop around. Changed my intro a little bit for this video, just decided to jump right into it. But as always, if you enjoy the content, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. Now let's get back into it. The point is, I still think Bitcoin will just continue to chop around. There is not much to be said here. We're just essentially trying to form a higher low. And if this really is bullish, and this was confirmed as the local low, Bitcoin should have no business flirting with these levels. If we do end up consolidating below here, I would simply be looking for another high risk to reward long in this market. But at this point in time, I'm simply just holding on to my trade, and we'll have to see how the price action develops. You can see that this is still a pretty significant position. Obviously, I'd like to see us play out and break above that yearly open, but I'm keeping my mind open as to what the market could be giving us here. Now, if Bitcoin does go ahead and reclaim the yearly open, the next level that I've really been eyeing is that 98K level, simply because it acted as a major pivot before Bitcoin made that brand new all-time high. I also wanted to go over this more macro chart on the weekly time frame. What we want to see here is Bitcoin consolidating back above $90,800. The reason why this is so significant, if I zoom in here, is because you can see that we managed to hold on to it as support multiple times before we had that tariff capitulation, and then we went ahead and moved higher. My view on the market is relatively simple here. Bitcoin will likely have a relief rally back above $100,000. It's not a question of if, but rather a question of when, and I am looking to trade this market accordingly. Reminder, if you want to know exactly how I will be operating in this market in terms of my own personal trades, you do have that first link in the description down below. DM me the word premium on Telegram, and I'd be happy to onboard you into my free premium group. And as always, if you want to trade and you're using a little bit more capital, make sure to sign up with me on Bluffin with the second link in my description down below, because you can get some fantastic VIP perks. This reduces your fees on the platform. Would highly recommend it. In today's video, I also wanted to address USDT dominance, which we've talked about over the past few videos, but it is crucial that we do not break above 6.76%. If we break above this level, then ultimately the worst case scenario for Bitcoin is here. However, so long as we can stay below this wick, which we just established when Bitcoin dumped down to $80,000, there is always a chance that we can come back and retest this level. And if we manage to go back and retest this trend line for USDT dominance, we will likely have a more significant relief rally across the entire crypto market. This is ultimately very, very positive, and it's what I'm actually banking on for the next relief rally in this market. Now, the news is essentially quantitative tightening has officially ended. We've also seen some rumors about MicroStrategy potentially looking to sell their Bitcoin, but this has been debunked, and therefore I won't be covering it in today's video. But with quantitative tightening ending, we will also be getting rate cuts, highly likely just under a 90% chance at the next meeting on December 10th. So let's see how this plays out. I actually think that we could be forming a more bullish narrative into rate cuts, then Bitcoin may potentially roll over. So what I'm currently looking for here is actually a long in this market. Now, I haven't entered a brand new trade yet because we got such good positioning from below $83,000, but the point is my next trade is actually likely going to be a long. I mentioned in one of my previous videos that my next trade was going to be a short, but this was ultimately the short that I was looking for Bitcoin, where we rolled over from this 93K region, but I didn't even manage to enter that trade. So at this point in time, I'm essentially just sitting on my hands waiting to go long in this market, because I do think that a bigger relief rally is to come, and it will likely catch a lot of people off guard. Now, taking a look at the liquidation heat map, this is something that we've always been discussing, but you can see that there is a little bit of liquidity to the upside, but most of it, if we take a look at the 1 month time frame, for example, can be found to the upside. I firmly believe that these guys will be liquidated if they don't take profits on their shorts, to be perfectly clear here. And taking a look at this Bitcoin liquidation map, you can see that it paints the exact same picture. A lot of aggressive shorts in this market. I would be careful shorting from here. The short option would have been at $93,000 in my opinion. And taking a look at the Coinbase premium once more, we saw that previously we were in maximum red here and Bitcoin was just absolutely nuking. A lot of selling done on Coinbase Prime. Then the premium finally went positive and then we came back down. The main concern here was that we were going to get some more negative premium similar to what we saw here, which naturally contributed to Bitcoin absolutely dumping. But you can see here that we are seeing a little bit more green once more. So this is ultimately positive. If we can keep this Coinbase premium green, I do think that Bitcoin will start its next relief rally. And the last thing I want to show you in this very quick video, which is relatively positive at this point in time, is order flow. Now, order flow compares real buying and selling pressure to how strongly price is moving. When they don't match, hidden divergences appear, positive for hidden buying, negative for hidden selling. Extreme spikes reveal major imbalances. Right now, Bitcoin is still printing the largest hidden buying spike of the entire cycle. Even after the most recent drop, it signals a strong upside reversal is more likely than not. It might take a few weeks to play out, but buyers haven't run out of fuel yet. This we can confirm. So, it's exactly in line with what I've been discussing on the channel. Ultimately, I do think it takes time to form these kinds of bottoms. However, I am leaning a little bit more long, despite my most recent long sub $82,000. I am looking for a new long entry in this market. Let's see how the price action develops, but ultimately, if we start to get a little bit of a retrace, we got this market structure shift here. I still think that we can see more continued upside for Bitcoin before potentially rolling over. Now, the only thing that I ask of you if you're watching the channel is to tune into the videos every single day, because if you miss a previous video, it's highly likely that you won't understand what I'm discussing in the newest video. They're usually 5 to 10 minutes long, so if you can take that time out of your day to watch me and maybe a couple other of your favorite content creators, that should suffice in terms of what is going on in the crypto market. And that sums up today's quick video. Not much has changed in the market. We dropped to $83,000. Now we're right around $87,000, but I still remain in my trade. Secured some profits, letting the rest ride out with my stop loss at break even. Reminder, if you want to know exactly how I will be trading this market and get those real-time signals, you do have the first link in my description down below. If you enjoy the content, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. As always, I have my bluff and leverage trading tutorial right here if that interests you, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.